Okay, so css.lint.vendorPrefix, and by default this is set to warning. So what is this? It warns you if you're using vendor prefixes, but you're not using the standard property, right? So when using a vendor specific prefix, also include the standard property. So let me show you what that looks like. Here we have the transition property, and if we delete the standard one, all these properties with vendor prefixes will tell you that also define the standard property transition for compatibility, right? So you should do this. Now, why should you do this? And the why will also help us determine if you should set this to warning or error. And the way this works is the World Wide Web Consortium takes care of the CSS specification, and they propose a new property, and browsers try and implement that and see how that works on their browsers, right? And they do that by using the vendor prefix. So this means that this property is still in experimental usage. Now, once the browser fully supports that property and it's it's established in the CSS specification, the browser may drop the prefix, which means that if you don't have the standard property, it will stop working in a browser where it used to work, but it doesn't anymore because the browser no longer detects the vendor prefix, right? Because it's now fully implemented into the browser. So that means that if you have properties with vendor prefixes, but you do not have the standard property, the website will eventually stop working, or that property will eventually stop working. So I would not consider this a mere warning, but because it's not just bad form, it's an actual, I consider it an actual error, because eventually the website will not work as intended. So I would set this to error. All right.